Welcome to the channel, Gaming Army, and if it's your first stop by the channel, welcome to you as well. We hope you enjoyed today's content and stick around because we've got a couple of great matches coming your way, and they're going to feature the Catapult hero, the Jester. Now, I have done some reviews on this in the past in the way of the Ultimate Challenge series. And I'm going to leave a link to that at the very end of this video, so once you get there, you can go back and check out how I did in the Ultimate Challenge series. But in the meantime, let's dig into the Catapult Jester to see what we're dealing with. And as with any good review, you've got to start at the beginning. And that means taking a look at what this mech brings to the table in its stock configuration, fresh from the mech factory, and taking a look under the hood, we find 2 large lasers, 2 medium lasers, 2 small lasers, 2 AMS pods. Are you seeing the pattern here? Top speed is 73.5 kph, and the kind of mismatch of weapons gives you 35.5 alpha. It is, however, very good in heat management at 1.52. So there's some things to work with here, and obviously room to try other configurations, but you're going to wind up with some form of laser vomit with this particular mech. That being said, it's very important to note your build on this particular mech, and that's because in the side torsos, 2 of the weapon mounts are very high up, left and right side, and you want to make sure you get the right weapon in those higher-most weapon mount pylons. I've structured it so that the large lasers are in the highest position, as you can see by watching this video. Just make sure that you test your build out before you hit the battlefield to make sure that you have it configured properly to take advantage of that, because that's going to let you do some vertical peaking shenanigans with a potentially longer ranged weapon. You don't want them down low, blocked by terrain. Our next stop in the review of the Catapult Jester has to be the quirks department. Now, all heroes come with some sort of a C-build boost, plus 30% typically, and the Jester is no different. But taking a look at the other quirks, we're quickly going to see that the quirks on this mech are somewhat Spartan. You have minus 5% heat. That's heat buildup on your energy weapons, which is okay. Plus 10% energy range, okay. Plus 10% AMS range, okay. And then we're right down into survivability, and that is only plus 6 to plus 8 base structure across the mech. So as you can see, it is fairly limited as far as quirks. No major quirks going on with this mech. What you see is what you get. So as we've been going through all of that, a skirmish match on HPG Manifold has been playing out in the background, and we're going to jump into the action on this match because I said what you see is what you get. And if you've been watching the screen, what you see is, yes, a wonderful laser light show when you get up and close and personal with the enemy. Look at all those pretty colors lighting up the screen. And that's what the Jester is. It's just a bunch of fun. So go out there, hit the battlefield, and have fun with it. In the meantime, I've been running around the battlefield. Yes, I want to be mid to close range with this build because of the weapons loadouts. Use those large lasers to poke at the enemy at mid-range, and as they close in, then I can ramp up the laser light show and go full disco mode on them if they come in close enough, bringing the mediums and the smalls to bear as well. Again, it has great heat management, so even though I'm only doing a 35.5 alpha, I can do it over and over again without too much fear of going too deep into my heat scale and risking the tactical shutdown. So far in this match, we managed to take out the pesky little Osiris earlier on. We did some damage to the Marauder I don't know if he shut down or gave up. I know we were way ahead on kills at that point, but I still don't know quite what happened there. And now we're going after the supernova. Score is 10-4. We're just kind of mopping up the last couple units. In fact, now it's just one unit, the supernova, and he is open legs and torso. In fact, well, there goes his side torso, and his legs are about to bite the bullet as well. So that'll bring this drop to a close. Switching over to the end screen, we wind up with our 1 kill, 8 assists, 539 damage done. Moving on to our next drop. This has got us playing Conquest on Emerald Vale. And as this drop plays out in the background, we want to continue our discussion on the Catapult hero, the Jester. And if some of you are asking why the Jester and what's going on with all these hero mechs, well, all of this is part of my attempt to get you as much information about hero mechs as possible, because right now PGI has the 2023 Big Beach Party underway. Time is running out, but you still have time to get involved. Phase 4 is open at the time of this video being posted, so that means you can go out and play through all 4 phases, earn the loot bags, earn the redemption points, and you'll get to pick free hero mechs at the end. There is one from every weight class available, so conceivably you could walk away with 4 free hero mechs with mech bays. And to help you with that decision process, we need to get as much information out there as possible, which brings us full circle as to why there is so much hero content on the channel right at the moment, and why we are doing a review on the Catapult Jester. Phew! Okay, with all of that out of the way, let's continue our discussion on the Jester. And the next stop in our discussion is going to be to take a look at my build. And as infrequently as it happens, any of you who have been looking at the bottom right-hand screen are going, wait a second, that appears very stock-ish. Now, for those of you who are super observant, you're going to see one of the changes in the fact that the stock loadout didn't come with jump jets, and yet this Catapult appears to be doing some jumping. So yes, there's some minor changes going on. Let's get into those and I can explain what's going on and why. So, popping the hood on my mech, my build looks something like this. 2 large lasers, 2 medium lasers, 2 small lasers, 2 AMS pods, top speed 73.5 kph, alpha is 35.5, and a heat management of 1.52. That is very stockish. The changes that I have made have been in rearranging some of that armor, because it comes with a lot of back armor. I've transferred a lot of it more to the front for survivability. I've added a couple of jump jets for more maneuverability. Now, why I've gone so light on customization is this. I thought this was a decent mech, and I wanted to see just how good it could be with a few minor tweaks, and how much of an impact the skill nodes we're going to have on this mech and this particular build. Because if you go down the survivability tree and you buff up the armor, remember, this came with structure quirks, not necessarily armor quirks. So if I buff up the base armor, transfer some of that back armor to the front, how much more survivable is this mech, along with any of the other skills that I unlock along the way? And that's what you've been seeing play out in these 2 drops. Now, if you found these 2 drops to be entertaining and informative, why not give it a thumbs up by hitting that like button down below? And if you're really enjoying the content, consider joining the Sleepless Nights Gaming Army. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any great future content like this. Now, getting back into the action on this drop, so far I've pushed up into the high ground with a Thanatos friend of mine, And we managed to take out the Marauder, and coming around the bend, we find another enemy unit up here with us, and oh my, it is a dire wolf who wants to be long range with all of those ER large lasers. But let's see what we can do by first starting and taking half of his mech. So there goes half of his firepower. Hopefully I've also messed with his heat management, because that is a very, very spicy build that he's got going. And now we will close in to start the laser light disco show. And yes, we are just tearing him apart. Left is gone, right is open, although now he's turned around to face me. So now we're dealing with front armor as opposed to open backs, which is not necessarily a good thing when your alpha is only 35.5. I'm hoping his damaged mech is really, really hurt, and he is really having a hard time riding that heat scale. Here we go. Let's get some damage on. Stay away from my left torso. Leave it alone. Oh, okay. Leave all of my torsos alone. Oh, there we go. The heat management, it kicks in just in time. He shuts himself down. He is really hurt and open. Let's get the kill shot, maybe, possibly. Yes! We managed to take out the dire wolf for kill number 2. And, gee, there's an enemy cap point right in front of me. We're slightly ahead on caps. I'm open all torsos. I think I'm going to contribute to the team in the way of capture points. That seems like the prudent thing to do. And as this drop comes to a close, we wind up with 2 kills, 5 components destroyed, 556 damage done.